Hello, welcome back everyone. Those who are not back, please, we are getting started now. So we're going to get started on the next hands-on lab, install FIDO vector processing on Intel architecture and test with the TRex traffic generator. So the presenter is Locke Nguyen. Did I get your last name right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Locke is a software application engineer in data center scale engineering team. He joined Intel in 2005, has worked in various projects before joining the networking group. He has worked in high performance computing area, supporting Intel Xeon Phi product family. His interests include computer graphics, parallel computing, and computer networking. So this is actually his first lab in networking in the data center group. Yeah. So welcome, Locke. Welcome, Locke. Thank you.
Thank you.
So this one or this one? Hello? Do you hear me? Look like it doesn't work. Hello, hello. It doesn't work.
So that one is for the streaming.
Hello? I don't think it's working.
You have only one?
Two.
Two. Okay, so then you turn that on.
Yes. Thank you much. Hi everyone. My name is Locke Nguyen, and I'm a software engineer with the data center engineering scale. So today I will share with you how to install the VPP on Intel architecture and test it using TRex, which is a traffic generator built by Cisco. But before doing the lab, we need to go, let me introduce to you very quickly what is VPP and what is TRex. So VPP is the short name of Vector Packet Processing. This is an open source software, so you can go there and download it as you want. And this in development since 2002. But later on, Cisco decided that they have an open source of the VPP technology. So that is the open source that we use today. I believe they still have their own technology. This is a high quality software, and it can use to build a production quality switch or router. And it uses the DPDK, which is data plan development kit, to take advantage of the fast I/O. And if you already learned in the last session, DPDK provides a fast packet processing library and user space. So DPDK can receive and send packet with the very short number of CPU by passing the kernel and using the port mode driver. As you remember, if we use the Linux kernel, the Linux kernel gets interrupted every time we receive a packet, and then copy the packets to the user buffer, and those take a lot of time. So DPDK try to use the user space implementation so that we can take advantage of the multi-core. How it works? They have the concept called the packet processing graph. Basically, VPP, instead of process one by one, he read a large number of packets, and they call that vector. So that's why we call vector packet processing. From the network I/O layer, like a DPDK input, the VPP read a large number of packets inside, and then move to the packet processing graph, where every node in the packet processing graph implement a network function. And when they finish the whole part, it passes to the next node. So as a maximum, we can process 256 packets at the same time. Not at the same time, but as a batch. The good thing about that is when you doing 256 packets at the in a batch, only the first packet need to read the instructions CPU and download to the cache, and only the next packet already benefit from the cache. So that's why that's why we can benefit a lot of CPU. Another good thing about the VPP architecture that it is very flexible, and it allows you to create new nodes, and you can modify the packet processing graph, and even you can rearrange the node in the graph. And also VPP run in user space, and it can run on bare metal, on the virtual machine, or even in container. And it supports multiple architecture, including Intel architecture, ARM, and PowerPC. And here you can see some rich features that I took from this link in the official VPP. You can go to the VPP page and reach all the features. This is just a small set of them. Now we move to the TRex. TRex is a realistic traffic generator built by Cisco, and it's run on Intel processor. Basically, it try to generate traffic, but with the real traffic template. And also, it's based on the PDK. It works with various multiple Intel NIC, and it can generate layer 4 to layer 7. And here you can see some TRex features that I get it from the TRexCisco.com. You can go there and examine the full set of features. And now I go briefly to the lab, what we will do in the lab. And then after that, we go with the hand-on. First of all, this is the environment that we set up. We have two servers. One is the Xeon, Intel Xeon Gold 6142, which is the latest version with the 2.3 gigahertz, 2 socket, 18 core per socket. And the second server we use as a TRex generator is this E5 3699 version 4, Broadwell based. It's 2.2 gigahertz, 2 socket, 20 core per socket. And both of them have Ubuntu 16.04 installed. In each server, we have a dual port 25 gigabit Intel Ethernet controller 710. And here is the figure. So you can see the one is used, the DSKL10 is used to install VPP, and the other DBDW01 have the TRex install. And they have two ports connect through a switch. And this is the instruction how you can use to log in to the server, to both servers. One is the VPP and the other is the TRex, and I will show you how to download, build, and run the test. And one thing we need to pay attention is after the VPP install, there are two configuration files that you need to pay attention to. One is the at-vpp.config, where you need to configure the huge page, and the other is called startup config, where VPP need to be where you can configure the thread that run the VPP. And like a router, you can go to this VPP CLI so that you can configure on the car and on the IP address and pass traffic. We will cover that in the lab. Now for the TRex configuration, when you install that, and you need to provide TRex configuration, and in that file, we will define on the network card and also on the port that we want to use. And the way we run the traffic is we have to provide the traffic configuration file. And in this example, I use only 2, but if you install the TRex library, you will see there are many. And depending on what you want, you can run an example about the traffic generation file. And last one, this is a page of information collection that you can refer to when you need to try on yourself. With that, I would like to start working on the lab so we have more time. Okay, so we can start the lab now. Okay, the way it works is I have only 2 servers, which means you can work independently, but when you install, only one can install the VPP. I will show you how to build in your local directory, but when you install it, only one can install, because if you reinstall it, then there's no sense to reinstall and reinstall again. Okay. I have 30 accounts here. How many are you interested to try the lab? So there's a password and username that we can log on. Yeah. This is the instruction how to run the lab. I have about 20 of them, but I have an online version too. When you log in, you will see the online version.
Okay. Maybe people can share.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Hello, I have a question.
Yes.
You have a business card?
I'm sorry.
You have a business card?
Oh. I'm so busy, I forgot. But I can write down. Let's see. Oh. Maybe.
If I go to this website, intel.com design literature, I can get the documentation for free? Or I have to pay money?
Everything you see here is free, but regarding the lab, it's different.
Yeah, but if I go to www.intel.com/design/literature,
Yeah.
I can go to this website from anywhere.
For me, where I don't know, but you can go from.
Anywhere?
Yeah.
And I get the documentation.
Yeah.
Let me try.
Yeah.
Question for you. Some people in my company are saying Linux Foundation, open source for DBDK, for VPP is not good. What do you think?
I think it's good enough, in my opinion.
Is there any other alternative? Do we have TPDK, which is not open source? There is?
I know that Intel, we develop another one, but
Not
we
open
still
source.
testing.
Not open source.
Will be open source.
Also,
Yeah.
but not Linux Foundation.
That I don't know. Sorry.
It's good enough.
Anybody else needing
connection between the TRex and the VPP is connected together. But you don't have to test that because I already tested. I want to save time. So now jump to part 2. Okay, part 0 is just testing the NICs to see, make sure they are working correctly before we really install the VPP. So starting at part 1, now we build and install the VPP. So that is the step you need to do. You make a local copy under your directory. For example, I can have another one and show you.
Do you mind moving your terminal windows? It's hard to see with the light. Do you know what like more of the light for getting?
Make it look bigger.
Yeah, does the font get rid of the way that?
Yeah, I don't know how to do that, but let me try.
Appearance. Window appearance. The first menu item on the window says appearance. Under window it says appearance. The first one. On left navigation pane, you click on window.
Left, yeah.
Wherever you
Oh, appearance, yeah, yeah.
You just go up like 4 items.
And
You can change button. Under the center of the right there where it says change. Font settings change. Or right there, go to the right.
change, yeah.
It says font settings.
Okay.
It gives me like 14.
Yeah. Is it better?
Yeah, that's the thing.
Thank you. Okay, so okay, so what I can do is just I cut the space here. This saves me time. First of all, I make a directory called VPP, and I cd to that, and I download VPP with this command.
Hard to see that. Is it the background color as well? Maybe that will help.
Yeah, if you just use bold font, you know, it'd be a big problem.
Okay, maybe I have to change to.
You guys know how to do that, right?
Yeah. Did you go to the settings? Back to standard color. And in the middle there is a use system default. System colors. There's a checkbox. Middle of the options. Use system color. Yeah, and
Okay.
like that. Yeah.
Is better?
Thank you.
All right. So let me change here. Thank you.
Takes a village.
Yeah. Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.
Can you increase the font on that one too? I can't quite see it.
Yeah, but
How do I change that?
Go back to settings.
Settings, appearance.
Settings. And then appearances. Appearance.
Yeah.
Change. And then 12, 14, 18.
Sorry,
14.
14.
Size.
Um,
Oh yeah, that's better.
Oh, yeah.
14 is better. Thank you. Okay, so after that, we are here and we go to that directory and make install. Okay, make install. Try that. I think only the first person can make install because now you share the same username. So let's try it and see. Don't worry if you fail. So I run first, so I'm okay now. Yeah. Can you try? And bootstrap it. CD to a view root and source the path setup, and finally build. It may take up to 5 minutes. This may take a little bit longer than 5 minutes because we have so many people here trying to do the same thing. Yeah. For me, I do completely. How about you? Hopefully you finish also.
Still going.
Oh, still going, okay. Look like everyone already built successfully, right? Okay. Now we will install the VPP, but only because we share the same account basically. So only maybe you can install, only you can install it. Because if you install and I install, I will fail. Okay. So can you go with the next instruction and install it?
Just make it solid.
Yeah. First of all, we try to check if it's already installed. No, there's no VPP. So now you can go ahead. If it's already installed, then that is the instruction that you need to remove it before you install the new VPP. But in this case, what you need to do is this command here. Because when you build successfully, if you do LS, you will see all the package you already built. But in our case, we just install only 3 packages. Oh, sorry. You have the online version also. Okay, look like you already built, you already installed successfully.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Next, we move to, so when I use this command, I can check if the VPP is already installed or not. Then another way to check is to verify if VPP, oops, sorry. Another way, oops, oh. Yeah. It's a little bit strange, but I don't know why we work here. Let me uninstall it and reinstall it and see what happened. Before doing that, I have to stop the service. So it's running. Stop it. And then that's a little bit strange, but I don't know why. Okay, let's. Usually, when I doing that, you just see a few lines. Okay, so basically, if I check the status, I saw that the status and see if the service is running. And it say running. So when it's running, it will run with this configuration file. You know that VPP in order VPP to run, it needs two things. The use page should be set up, and also it's need to know how many threads we want to run. First of all, let me stop. And then I execute the. Let's take a look at this file, the use page. Okay, so this is where the use page that I want to set. And now I allocate that memory in the use page, and then I start the service again. Okay. And also we examine the startup config. So basically here, let's see. Here I tell the VPP that I want to interact in the interactive mode, and also one important thing here is in this file, I want to have only two thread workers. If one thread working on one core, the thing is I have only two ports, so only one thread take care of one port. And this config file allow me to set a lot of things, but in this tutorial, I will interact. I will set it. Dynamically using the CLI. So that's why I don't have to modify a lot of things. Now, so look like server side, in the VPP side, we already installed it and it seems like it run. Now we do the same thing in the other server and install the TRex. So in order to do that, I open another protein. And the way I do it here is
What username do you use for this?
the same username.
Same username.
Yeah, username. So also I go to my local directory, which is and I start to I download the TRex software. Untarded. Okay, so I can install it successfully here, the TRex. And this command here allow me to see which NIC I have it on this server. So here I can see that I have, those NIC, but they are quite old. And what I want to use is the FXV 710, which is the newest, and it supports 20 gigabit Ethernet. Okay. And in order to run the TRex, you need to configure all the ports. So if you go here, because I want to use those two NIC, and with the two ports of this NIC is a dual port. I know the bus info 8100 and 8101, and because of that, you need to configure the TRex configuration. In this case, I already modified the TRex configuration. I have to put the bus info here, and also I set up the IP address. What it means here that I will use those ports only, and for the first one I have an IP address. The second one I have another IP address. That's it. Very simple. Okay, and this is you can use the DPDK to check if the NIC is already bound to the DPDK driver. In this case, I already bind it to the DPDK, so you can run TRex, because TRex DPDK, you have to bind it here. But in case it's not bound, it's still at the kernel, it's still the kernel driver, then you can use the command help. okay, where you know how to, it will tell you how you can buy your VPP gate. So I use that, and in this case, it's already bound to the VPP gate. So I'm ready to run the test. Now, one more thing. So far, we just configure the IP address on the TRex side, but we did not configure the IP address in the VPP side. So let's go back to the VPP side and configure it dynamically as a router. So the way we doing that is you have a command called VPP CLI, and here you can show on the interface. Something wrong. It doesn't show. Let me uninstall it and reinstall it again. I'm sorry about that. I don't know why. I tested yesterday, everything go fine, but today. So the way we need to do is to uninstall it and reinstall it again. Okay, that's look better than 10 minutes ago. So this is what I expect to see. It's running. So now go to the VPP CLI. See, now I can see it on the interface. I did not know what's wrong, but what I just do is remove everything and install everything. Now I can see it work properly. So we see on the interface here, okay? And 1800 is the one that I want to use, because if I type the command ls, let's see. Okay, 1800 and 1801. This is the one I want to use. This XXB 710 with 25 gig. And that one, that two port will connect to the two other port of the TRex. So go back to command line VPP CLI. Okay. Now I have to assign the IP address, and after that we ready to pass traffic. So what happened here? I assign the 10.10.11 IP address to the first port. I assign the 10.10.21 to the second port. I bring the port up so it's can functional. And now, because of TRex, when they pass the traffic, they use the IP address with prefix 16 and 48. If you take a look in the traffic generator of the TRex, that is the default IP address they give. So that because of that, I need to tell the router that if I see IP address started with 16, I just route it to this interface. And that depends on the traffic generator, and I just use the default one. Okay, so if you show the interface, now you see that the interface is up. Okay, so I think we are ready. We are ready in the VPP. Now go back to the TRex side. In the TRex side, okay, you see there is a traffic generator. Traffic profile is called Cap2 DNS Young. If you do a more on that, in this sample, they generate two sorts of bucket. One is start with 16, and the other start with 48. Because of that, I have to let the router know, the VPP router know where to route those. Okay, so that's all. And I think from this, I can run the traffic. Okay, so let's try, and after that you can do the same thing too on your side. So I start a TRex here, run it. Okay, make it bigger. Do it again. Okay, so TRex send package. This time is the DNS packet. So HTTP type of packet. So it's sent. The good news is there's no drop, zero packet drop. Okay, so that's good. It transmit 2,500 packets and receive 2,500 packets. So that's good. Now I go to the VPP side and verify that. Not verify, but get more statistic information. The way of doing that is show, run. So it captures everything is received. By the way, only information here is in the instruction file. So as you can see here, there are two working threads. One working on the thread one working on the core 2 because assigned to core 2, and the other thread assigned to core 3. Okay, and it told us what it is got. So like remember the graph, the processing graph, it has many nodes, right? One of them is our input, the other is the VPP input error graph, and this statistic here tell us the node, how many call the node is called, and how many packets is received. So it's quite, in this example, one thing you need to notify is that the average vector per node is 1. So that means, in this case, it takes one packet is executed only one at a time. So the next time, and I clear the statistic, and then ready for the example 2, which is more complicated. In the instruction file, you will see this is the example 2. I run another traffic, and this time is called SFR delay. So running with some delay, but it's a mix of traffic. Let's see what happens. It takes some time to run it because it's a fairly complicated traffic. So later you will repeat the same information, the same procedure, but only one of you can run the TRex at a time. TRex doesn't allow multiple people running at the same time. Okay. Unless you set a virtual machine, but normally only one TRex instance can be run. While it's running, I can go back to VPP and check the statistic because I clear all the counter before. Now I show it again. At this time, this is what is report to me. So at this time, what I can see is the average vectors per node is 2.67, which means more than 2 packets is executed in the batch mode. Remember that the maximum it can run is 256, but in this case we have 267. Another good thing is there's no packet lock, no drop. Yeah, it's not complete yet. But from what I see here, VPP gives us a lot of information to analyze the traffic and, yes?
256 maximum, is that the soft limit or what is the?
The way I understand this scale very well with the number of core. Yeah. So you need to have multiple NIC to get advantage on the board. In this case, we have only 2 NICs or 2 boards, so I use only 2 core.
And depending on what are you processing, if it's more complex processing for the vector, would it mean bigger vector size?
In your case, we want to have use a lot of packets at the same time, right? Like a maximum this can handle 256 packets in a batch. But I don't understand the traffic because the traffic here is they try to mix multiple flow. Okay, so I don't know. Maybe they send one packet here and then they send another packet different than the other. So because they're different, they cannot do it in one go. Yeah. But the good thing about TRex is simulate the real configuration. What happened in the real world? Yeah. That's a good thing because what we need to analyze the real world scenario. Yes.
Why does TRex choose those IP addresses starting with 16 and 48?
By default,
You cannot specify 132 or 132.
you can change it.
That's the left side.
It's just the sample that Cisco gave to us, okay? But you can change it. You edit it, you can. Yeah. Let's see. I think it's gone. Yeah, it's complete, and that is the final result that we got. And so, traffic engineer, they can based on information, they can optimize the flow. Okay. But the good thing is it gives us a lot of information. And you can repeat the same thing here because everything is set up. So you can go to the TRex and generate the traffic, and then go to the VPP and collect the information. The same thing I just do. And before collecting, then you just clear the counter and collect again, and that's it. And only one of you can run at the, no two people can run at the same time. TRex doesn't allow that. So, would you like to try it? Something will happen again. It doesn't show anything. Anyway, I'm sure that if I uninstall it and install again, then we can create that problem. The thing is, this server is used for many purposes, and when I take it, I don't know what the status of that and how to do everything on that. And sometimes it works fine, but sometimes something happens and it just stops running. And I have to uninstall and reinstall again. I wish the next time I can have many server, and very clean image. So each of you can work independently each other. You don't have the problem that we face today. You have any question? Okay, so with that, thank you very much for your attendance, and any feedback or any comment, please send us to me. Thank you.